Well, hello everybody, and here we are at the United Township High School Hall of Fame room on a very, very special night. Hall of Fame induction, 1996-97 basketball season. This is Jim Smith, and I'm here with the legendary basketball coach, United Township High School, East Moline, Ernie Kivisto.
Thank you very much, Jim. It's an honor to be here. I'll tell you what, it's a proud day for me. 30 years ago, when I left this school, it had just been a new school at the time. I cannot believe now what I've seen. The additions on, and this room, it's one of the best in the country.
Coach, you know, I look back at my time here at UT, and I've been here for 25 years now, and went to school here and had the opportunity to work with you as a student and as you as a Letterman's Club sponsor, and I think back to the influences you've had on all the young people at United Township and the fans and what you've done for basketball here. Coach, you've got to have so many memories flood back on you as you come back to this school. Can you pull out one or two that kind of stand out as you come back?
Well, first of all, you mentioned one about the Letterman's Club. When I came here, there was not a Letterman's Club.
Right.
And I took over. I didn't get paid for it. I didn't want to get paid. But I said, I want a Letterman's Club so that all the athletes will have a little more inspiration, a little more desire to want to excel. But we have to give them something that they will remember a lifetime. So I took over. Every Friday we had a meeting. Every Friday, wear your white sweater, whether it's a pullover or a button type, whatever. Right. Wear a tie. You may have a tinted shirt if you want, whether it's a white one or a little brown, light brown one, but a tie and your Letterman's Club, nice pants, and be ready to smile with nice haircuts and make me proud. And right. If you do that, it'll help our entire program. And that was the biggest thing that ever happened to me and the school, because I'll tell you what, it changed. No kid ever missed a Friday. That was a Letterman's Club. They're proud to be a Letterman. They're recognized. And I'll tell you what, that was really the beginning of a beautiful life for me, too.
And heaven forbid, folks, that a Letterman's Club sweater ended up on a girlfriend somewhere, because Coach Kivisto, this man right here, would go get that sweater off that girl and take it back to the guy that belonged to.
And that's true. Actually, too. I said, if I catch you doing it again, you can come in, but I'll tell you what.
I think we had some fines. We had a little fine system, if I remember.
Yeah, that's right. I said, now, the next time this happens, I'm going to charge you $1. But I'll tell you what. It'll be the last Letterman Club you're going to come to. I want you to know that. And everybody wore a sweater.
Yes, they did.
And when you look at Letterman's picture now even, you see there's always about like 50 kids in that club.
Oh, yeah.
And it really helped the whole school.
It really did.
You better believe it.
Everybody knew who the Lettermen were. Now let's talk
That's
basketball
true.
a little bit.
Okay,
now you come in 1951.
Yes.
You come into a program that's struggling.
That's true.
And you throw yourself into heart and soul.
Yes, I did.
And turn this place into a basketball mecca.
That's right.
For 16 years.
When I came here, they had won 5 games and lost 21. And it would have been a bigger job for me, but I was very fortunate that both my sons came with me. Bob was in our conference.
Right.
And, he was
the Mississippi Valley
in the Mississippi Valley Conference. And so he helped me. And then Tom, who was a freshman starting for me.
Right. That was your last year here, right?
Yeah. Right, exactly. Well, I'm not saying it did help because they were able to present to the other kids to the program that I teach. So they were working with other kids on the floor.
Right.
They helped too.
Right.
And we had some good players.
Right.
But
Coach,
we had a good
run through just rattle off some names for me. Start in the 50s and run.
Oh, about the good players, you mean?
Yeah.
Or,
just off the top of your head, Coach.
Okay.
Amazing.
Okay. I would say, well, my first year too, I had a good player, super player, by the name of Ron Nolan. Yes. A good football player, and I could have got him a scholarship at Iowa or Michigan. I called, they wanted him. And he was very nice looking, but he was going with an uncle's girl, and he felt that he'd rather work with their store, and so he did not go to college. But he was the first boy that would have got a full scholarship, and he had the ability. He's 5'6", about 185, to go to college. Then from there on in, as I worked here longer, more and more players were developing and coming around because I also had a summer program.
You had a great summer
Yeah,
program.
and so not just the Ron
And
Nolan.
little kids clinics, I might
Yeah,
add.
I sure did.
I came to a few
Yeah,
of those.
exactly. So I had many programs to present to the kids so they could also work in the summer months. And at the same time, when they were doing this, they were improving, but there were so many wonderful players that I did have.
Yeah.
And if I'm down to detail, I'd be here all night.
Oh, you would be. And, you
Oh,
know, and
that's
the
right.
people know who they are. The people
Well,
know who they are.
thank you very much.
Well, Coach, this is what a wonderful honor, and like I said, I'm so proud. I said off camera that I'm just have been so proud to be associated with you, and
Well,
as
I'll tell
a
you.
student and a colleague and a Letterman's Club president. That congratulations to you.
And I have
well-deserved honor.
I have to say that you're very nice to talk to, and you know what you're doing, and you're a tremendous person on the phone like this that we are.
Well,
Thank
thanks,
you.
Coach.
Thank you very much.
Coach Ernie Kivisto, folks, and we'll be right back with more. Hi, Jim Smith back here at the UT Hall of Fame room on a 97 induction night with Spike Odell, WGN radio personality and one of our inductees this year. Spike, congratulations on your induction this year, and I know you got to be proud.
This tickles me to death. I said something about it the other day on the radio. Somebody called up and said, now you're going back in front of all the people that really know you. I said, that's what makes it more special, because this is home, this is family, this is friends, and through all the odds and honors that you get through your life, when the hometown people do it for you and they accept you the way you are with all your good points and your bad points, and that makes it extra special.
Well, you know, people around here are proud of you. You haven't forgotten where you come from. East Moline comes up quite often. Folks, this is a guy that can still sing the fight song.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have time to do that right now, but if you listen to the radio often enough, it'll come up sooner or later. Reflect back on your days here at UT. Anything special come to mind? What's the first thing you think of when you think of UT?
I think of it in two segments. I think of it as North Campus, and then I think of it as the South Campus life. And just walking in here, just the smells already tonight. You're back in 1969, 70, 71 when I graduated, and good friends. Still, my best friends are from the people I ran around with in these halls, and we still are together, and we still travel together. And so, I mean, it's just permanent lifetime bonds and friendships and great memories.
Yeah. WGN, home for a while?
Yeah, it seems to be. I didn't necessarily think it would be home. It was one of those job offers that everybody tries to get to WGN. And then
That's the top of the mountain?
Yeah, in the radio business, we always wondered how they did it at WGN. Well, I wonder what they're like up there. And then when the opportunity came to work there, you have to take it. I mean, even if they pay you less than you're making where you have to go. So I did, thinking that it would be a stop along the way to something else. But it seems to be working into a home, and they seem to want me to go on and do the morning show there when Bob leaves. And if that's the case, there's nothing more in the world I would love to do, because I consider that the best job in radio.
Well, I tell you what, I know there's an awful lot of folks around here that listen to you, myself included. So we're running just a little short of time, so we're going to wrap this up. But I really appreciate you coming and spending a few minutes with us. And congratulations again on your induction into the Hall of Fame tonight.
Thank you very much. I couldn't be prouder. Thank you.
And we'll be right back with a little bit more in just a second. Hi, Jim Smith back here at UT Hall of Fame room, 97 induction night with Greg Chikris, the Hall of Fame chairman. And I want to ask Greg a few questions about the selection process and what goes into, how does a person get into the United Township High School Hall of Fame, Greg?
Well, you can be nominated by anyone, and the nominations are between September and November of each year. And then there's 10 people on the selection committee, and you need a 2/3 vote.
What kind of categories? Is there a lot of different categories, or is it all just sports related?
There's 5 categories. The first is state champions. Anyone who becomes a state champion can be nominated. Then All-State, then the Willard Smith Memorial. Then there's an academic category. And then the last one is the Hall of Fame, which we have 2 going in tonight from.
Lot of nominees every year?
There's about 3 or 4 nominees each year, and there's a large pool that we are able to select from.
And how does one get to be a candidate?
Anybody can nominate an individual. All they have to do is pick up an application from any of the members of the committee or the school or athletic director. And we've had 42 people so far who've been selected. with 3 more going in tonight, so that will make 45.
So 45 members of the Hall of Fame. Well, this is a great thing we've got going here at United Township. We're very proud of it, and we're proud that you're part of it, and thanks for coming and talking to us.
Yeah, thanks for interviewing me.
You bet. Well, we'll be right back with the ball game. Well, hello again, everybody, and welcome to another Family Ties production of Western Big Six basketball. Tonight, we're at the Panther Den for the Hall of Fame induction night game between the Panthers of United Township and the Maroons from Moline. This is Jim Smith along with Jim Sanders, John Medina on the camera and producing tonight for this rubber game of this matchup. Coach Sanders, tell us a little bit about what happened with these two teams before.
Well, earlier in the year, of course, they split. UT winning early in the Thanksgiving tournament. I think that score was 53-46, if I'm not mistaken. December 13th, come back and play again. Moline, a winner. We had that ball game, was 56-44. Here again, this gets to be a tough time of year. There's an opportunity, obviously, to play each other 3 times in a year because of the regional, sectional complex thing. And now by playing each other this year in that Thanksgiving tournament, now you're looking at a chance to play somebody 4 times. But this, again, the seeding's already come out for the regional, with Moline getting a higher seed because of their record, obviously. So, but an important game nonetheless for both teams. Moline is really on a roll, obviously.
Yeah, Moline comes in 15-6, but that record, as good as it sounds, is a little bit deceiving because they're on a 14-2 run right now.
Well,
they started the season off 0-4, as we've told you before. They're 4-2 in the conference, but they're 14-2. I had a chance to talk to Coach Dexter, the Moline coach, before the game, and ask him about the UT lineup. Coach Olson from the Panthers is jockeying his lineup around a little bit and inserted some sophomores, and Coach Dexter and Coach Lindauer were a little concerned. I said, what do you know about the Panthers with this new lineup? I said, well, we haven't seen them, so
Right.
So that's a new look, but I'm sure Moline feels confident enough to go ahead and play their game.
Well, they're not going. The system doesn't change, though, you know. So different faces may take a player or 2 down the floor. Moline's got some experienced players, and as this year has gone along, they've got a lot more experience. So they're going to have an opportunity to catch on pretty quick, I think. I think the big thing about this ball game for UT, really need to get off. They really need to get off to a good start. At 0-7 in the conference, 8-11 overall. A good start here at home. Big crowd, Coach. This is as big a crowd as I've seen at the Panther Den in years.
Quite
maybe.
a few years, yes.
Yeah.
Well, part of that crowd has come back to see one of our inductees. We got 3 fine inductees this year. We got Brad Birkland. We'll show you that, by the way, folks, at halftime here. So stay with us. Brad Birkland, a UT grad, class of 1984, if I'm not mistaken. He'll be inducted tonight. We'll tell you more about him later. WGN radio personality Spike Odell will be here tonight being inducted into the Hall of Fame. But I think more people than not have come out to see the old coach Ernie Kivisto, who really kind of put basketball on the map here at East Moline. He was here for 16 years and really got a lot of enthusiasm and among other things started in the community. So
I'll tell you what,
so a lot of his old cronies are here to see him tonight.
You bet. He's enthusiastic. I'll guarantee you that part. 'Cause that's I had a chance to meet him. Second time, met him one time at an official association banquet, but had a chance to meet him, Coach, and it doesn't take him long to warm up. And somebody said down there they didn't want him to drink any caffeine stuff tonight because he might become hyperactive, and I'm trying to figure out what would be the difference, you know. But let's have the starting lineups.
Here we go for the Maroons now, a 6'3" senior, Kenny Springer, junior.
For the Panthers, 5'8" senior, number 10, Cody Duran.
At the other guard for the Maroons, number 44, a 6'5" senior, Nick DeVilder.
And the guard for the Panthers, number 20, 6' senior, Brian Sparks.
At forward for the Maroons, number 50. Number 52, a 6'5" senior, Dorian Earl, getting a rare start tonight.
For the Panthers, number 33, 6' sophomore, Josh Evans.
At the other forward for the Maroons, number 54, a 6'4" senior, Steve Cottrell.
Back to number 25, Tyson Warden. He's 6'2", he's also a sophomore.
And finally at center, a 6'4" junior, number 50, Ian Hanovan.
For the Panthers, number 42 is Ben Fagerlund, 6'3". That's a little different again, starting lineup for the Panthers. So take a
Well,
look
a pretty
at
set lineup for the Maroons,
You
and
bet.
a little juggle lineup for the Panthers.
You betcha.
Well,
I'll tell you, Coach, we're ready to roll here. Turn the lights down. Court disappeared for a split second, but we're back again. I'll tell you, I played a lot of basketball in high school, and this would be a tough place to shoot the basketball. I still say.
dark background?
Now, I mean,
With just the floor lit, you mean?
Yeah, maybe, of course, a little older now. Maybe it'd be a lot brighter if I was 17 years old again, too. Who knows?
Floor didn't look so dim back to
No,
30 years ago, huh?
No, it was a lot brighter than that, I think. Well, we're ready to go here. It should be a great basketball game again. Moline at 15-6, 4-2 in the Western Big Six. UT 8-11, 0-7 in the Western Big Six.
And the tip.
Controlled by UT. Ball out front by Cody Duran has the ball.
But I'm sure we're going to see the Maroons come out and stick with that zone.
You bet.
That's got them a long ways this year.
I think
Playing that
if you-
2-1-2, 3-2 look sometimes.
Yep. Well, you said that they're 14-2 since at a certain point in the season. I think they're 14-2 since they went to this zone defense too. I think
Yeah, I
when they
think
got out of the man, they've been 14-2. I might be off one game, but I don't think so. UT's going to bring that ball back out and show a little patience here.
Well, as we've talked a few times, we've seen Moline over the course of the season. I'm sure the Panthers have drilled on creating some seams in the zone and trying to find that hole.
You got to do that, that's for sure. UT had trouble last time. Remember the broadcast? UT had a little trouble getting that ball in the middle, where Fagerlund's at, right at the free throw line. Generally, once you get the ball to the wing, is an open spot, a soft spot in that zone. If they can get the ball in there, there are going to be shots available. Panthers showing a lot of patience right now.
Got players trying to spot up.
It's a tough shot, real tough shot that time by Evans. He just shot that ball on the move.
Earl with the rebound. Here comes the Maroons. That's DeVilder bringing it up behind the back dribble.
Panthers playing man-to-man.
DeVilder on the dribble. Pulls up at the free throw line. Throws up a soft one-hander.
Man, that's about as good a defense as you can play. And ends up putting the ball in the basket.
Well, that's 6'4" against 6 foot.
That's
That'll
right.
make a difference.
That's the difference right there.
Maroons showing a little trap now.
Panthers break that pressure. Took almost all the 10 seconds to get that ball across the line, but UT sets up again against that zone. Passing the ball in the perimeter. At this time, they've got all four. The guards and forwards are all four outside. Now the Panthers are going to go a little 1-4 across the middle here. Give a chance to a couple low post players here. Got a shot coming out of the corner. There's a good move. Warden shot up off the rim, won't go. Fights for the rebound. Warden again, and a foul.
Tyson Warden, nice job under the boards there. Rebounding his own shot.
A beautiful job that time of going to that basketball.
Ian Hanovan picks up his first foul.
Warden with an opportunity now to tie this ball game up. First free throw on the way is in and out. Rattled the rim, but it wouldn't stay, Coach. 5:55 to go, and Maroons lead 2-0. Second shot on its way off the front of the rim that time. We're going to have a travel call here.
Well, we had Dorian Earl was up for the rebound. He got tangled up. I think it was Evans. He just got tangled up a little bit, and Dorian kind of lost his footing.
Yeah.
And
Well, Evans let go of the ball, and looked like it might be a jump ball or something there. He lets go of the ball, and Earl falls down. Panthers control again, down 2-0, but have possession of the ball, showing lots of patience. Panthers going to run two high post players now with Fagerlund and Evans, and run Duran in behind. Try to create a shot out of the corner or something off the low post. Sparks out of the corner, no go.
Spranger pulls
Maroons
it down.
on the run.
Quickly ahead to Earl. He pulls up from the block. No good. Rebound Evans.
Panthers on the run. Well, the Panthers have obviously worked a little bit against this because they've shown us two different looks already against this zone.
Well, it appears they're trying to overload and put 3-on-2
Yeah.
on run a man through with a set of back pick and run a man
Right.
through on the baseline.
Fagerlin's a man setting lots of picks in there right now, Coach. When he sets them, they're going to stay set, I'll tell you that.
Benny's got a little football playing
That's
under
right.
his belt.
Warden from the top of the circle, three-pointer, count it. UT leads 3-2 here. 4:50 to go in the first quarter. Hall of Fame night from the Panther Den.
Just like that, 3-2 Panthers. Well, here come the Maroons. They were down quickly and got a quick shot last time they had the ball. There's Earl in the paint, goes up, shot, rolls off, wouldn't go, but he's fouled. Foul is on Fagerlin.
Well, Moline, one thing about we've noticed right off the bat, Coach, Moline's not taking very long to get a shot off, and UT is showing a lot of patience at the other end. So I think as this game goes along, whichever team can dictate that tempo will have the best chance of winning.
Now Earl hits his first, knots the score at 3.
Got a sub ready to come in.
At this
here.
rate, it's going to be a slow, low-scoring game. Earl hits them both, and he's going to go to the bench, and Tommy Dyke comes in for the Maroons.
Well, the Panthers are used to the low-scoring ball games. You know, a lot of the ball games are in the mid-40s.
Well, they play a lot of defense.
They do.
They make you work for your baskets.
And especially this time, if they show this kind of patience on offense, why, then it's even going to be a lower-scoring game than normal. But again, I think if Moline were to get ahead by several points, then UT's not going to be able to pass that ball around as much as they are right now. But as long as the score stays like it is here, UT gets lots of good looks.
You can afford to be patient as long as the score is close.
But if we've watched so far, the shots...
Maroons working the defense pretty well there.
Oh, yeah.
Panthers are executing their offense, and the Maroons are able to jump over the screens and get out and cover the shooters.
Nice job. One thing about it, UT, though, as they work the ball, most of the shots they've been able to get are still three-point shots, though.
Three-point shots are just inside the arc.
That shows you how well Moline... Oh, steal.
Mishandled pass. Hanovan has it. Here we go. Lays it up. 2 points.
Moline's doing a nice job, I think, too, Coach, with this three-quarter court, 1-2-2 zone press. They haven't stole the ball yet, but they are creating a little indecision on the Panthers' part.
That'll wear you down over the course of the game also.
You bet it will. There'll be some steals out of that before it's over if UT's not careful. Oh, nice pass inside by Evans. Pops it back out to Sparks for 3. Count it. 6-6, just like that. Panthers have, what, 2 3-pointers here?
2 3-pointers, knots the score. 3 minutes remaining here. First quarter. Jim Smith along with Jim Sanders bringing to the action TCI Channel 38 Hall of Fame night. Ian Hanovan off the glass for 2. His second basket of the night. 8-6 Maroons. Maroons aren't messing around when they get the ball down. They get an open shot.
They want to get the shot so they can maybe get it back here. Oops. Nice defense that time. Cody Duran's going to pick up that foul. I think the Panther fans are looking maybe for a little elbow that lead that time, but the initial contact, Duran had the initial
Cody
contact.
stepped in and DeVilder just put his forearm out.
Bet.
But,
2 subs coming for the Panthers now, coming off the bench. We got number 23, that's Jacob Brewster. You're used to seeing him in the Panther lineup. But you also have number 45, Elijah Alonzo, sophomore. That's getting quite a bit of playing time here lately. And they're both in the ball game here. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. Moline leading 8-6. Oh, good enough defense that time that the Panthers didn't see the ball coming through there.
Well, Hanovan, 3 hoops, 6 points. Panthers almost had a steal. They had a little pick situation there. They broke the pressure. Maroons did, and got a relatively easy basket, and it could have been just as easily a steal for East Moline.
It's always interesting to see as kids come up from the sophomore team, they start dressing them too, Coach. You know, the varsity guys are all pretty well custom fit. Alonzo, off the rim, a little strong, but when you come up on the sophomore team, you take an available jersey. You know, and Alonzo's number 45 may not be a custom fit jersey, but he's playing varsity basketball. That's right. He's playing basketball right now.
Sub coming in. Travis Wilson checking in.
Well, Panthers inbound the ball. Brewster and Alonzo out front now with Warden. Oh, nice open shot there. Alonzo took the first one and might have passed that one up there. But that's the shot the Panthers are looking for right now. Brewster for a long three. Count!
Jacob Brewster.
10-9, 1 minute, 38 seconds to go here. First quarter action, Western Big Six basketball.
Pressure by the Panthers. Maroons handle it. Alonzo reached behind with a steal. We got 2-on-1 fast break. Alonzo behind the back to Brewster.
Oh, blocked off the red that time. And Brewster's going to pick a foul up. Coach, that's a big time move there, Coach. Right where he wanted it.
Elijah says, I'm going to come in and play. You put me in the play, didn't
He
you,
says, you
Coach?
brought me off sophomore team, and I did these things with the sophomores, and I'm going to do them right now with the varsity.
Yeah, and that flurry of action, Jacob Brewster picks up a foul.
Terrence
Panthers
Clark's
picking him
gonna,
up.
Yep. Terrence Clark's going to come in. My fault. Coming
Marcus
in for the
Morrow
Panthers.
in for the Maroons. Yep. Panthers picking up full court now. See what the Maroons do with it.
That's good play there by the Maroons. Freed the man for the inbounds play. 1:18 to go.
Set that lineup now. Wilson with the ball.
Going to get 3 seconds, almost 3 seconds that time. I think everybody in the ballpark figured he's going to shoot that one.
There's a mismatch, folks.
Yeah. And that was a good play that time by the Maroons. They isolated underneath the basket, made a nice play there.
Well, when you overcommit on defense like that, if the other team is schooled in that, they're going to find there's going to be somebody open, and you've got to look for it. And the Maroons found Morrow underneath, had a decided height advantage on Alonzo, and Alonzo did his best to stop the shot.
He did. Alonzo's 5'7". Morrow, I'm not quite sure what his height is. He's at least 5'10".
Oh, put back by the Maroons, wouldn't go. Wilson with the rebound, off the glass, won't go.
Oh, Brewster with the ball. The Panthers on the run here. Less than a minute to go in the first quarter. Ball kicked out of bounds. Well, the Panthers have kind of up-tempoed this thing a little bit here in the last 3 possessions. But you get Alonzo in the ball game, Brewster in the ball game. You got maybe just a little more quickness in there right now.
Well, maybe it's hard to play up-tempo at one end and slow at the other.
Exactly.
They got the pressure defense on.
Well, U.T. is going to bring that ball back out. Brewster at the point. Little 1-4 action here. Trying to work low post. Clark sets a back pick, trying to get the ball. And he gets the ball inside. And he walked. Good job by Moline that time, Coach. I thought of collapsing inside.
He got the ball down inside, pretty close to the basket to Clark, and boy, they collapsed on him. Clark didn't have any place to go, and he shuffled his feet a little bit. Yeah, here come the Maroons now. Morrow handling the ball against the pressure.
Trap. Alonzo on another steal.
Tries to dribble through. Clark comes up with it. Morrow tries to steal.
Well, Alonzo's come in, made a nice pass, made 2 steals defensively.
Quick hands, Elijah
Real
Alonzo.
quick. Panthers going to go for 1 shot, 16 seconds. Brewster out by the timeline. Taking their time against the Moline zone.
Well, 1 more 3 could tie the score. They've got all their baskets.
What are the odds you're going to make all 3? Brewster on a long 3. Oh, no, it won't go. And we're out of time. There's going to be double dribble anyway that time as officials making that call. We're at the end of the first quarter here for the Panther Dennis Hall of Fame night. The Moline Maroons lead at the end of the quarter, 12-9, and we'll be right back.
AIC offers a great education for career-minded individuals in a short amount of time and money. Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
Will an AIC education prepare my daughter for employment?
We have been serving the Quad City area for over 60 years and have a 97% placement rate of our graduates.
Hey parents, are you looking for a unique gift idea for your kids? Or do you just want them out of the house and into the yard? How about a backyard soccer goal from Flicks on State Street? They let your kids play soccer like the pros at least 3 seasons of the year. Made of rugged PVC pipe, Flicks sells goals in 2 sizes, the 4x6 foot youth size and the full-size 6x12 footer. Backyard soccer will never be the same, and you'll be the proudest soccer parents in the league. Get your kicks and your backyard soccer goals at Flicks on State Street in Bettendorf.
Hey, we're back, folks. Here you're watching Channel 38, TCI. It's a Family Ties production tonight. Western Big Six basketball from the Panther Den. UT Panthers against the Moline Maroons. This is Jim Sanders with Jim Smith, and the Maroons get the ball to start the second quarter.
Well, Maroons a little more traditional. They got all 2-point baskets. The Panthers got all their points on 3-pointers. 12-9, Maroons lead. Morrow turnaround off the glass. Count it. We got a foul on the rebound. So that basket's going to count.
It's going to be a foul on Moline, though. I believe that's going to go on 34, maybe? 34.
Travis Wilson's wearing number 34 tonight.
Yeah.
He generally wears number 40.
Coach, he's the mystery number man. We ought to start calling he's at
Well, he started the season at 24, I think.
I believe you're right on that one. Coach, I tell you, Coach Dexter can talk all he wants about, well, not knowing much what Panthers going to do, but since Alonzo's been in the ball game, they've isolated 2 consecutive plays with Morrow on him down the low post, and Morrow hadn't been on the low post all night. So that tells you something about how well prepared the Maroons are. Nice drive that time. Josh Evans.
Nice ball fake by Evans, got the Maroons up in the air and took it to the hole, put it in. DeVilder against the pressure. Morrow,
oh, nice pass there.
Nice dish. Morrow off to Steve Cottrell. He finishes it off. Well, pressure make you pay sometimes. 16-11 now, Maroons with the lead.
Alonzo does a nice job bringing that ball to the timeline and backing it off. Long pass. Alonzo for 3. Another 3-pointer for the Panthers. 16-14, the Maroons lead.
Well, Elijah Alonzo not afraid to put it up.
Boy, and he is quick. Oh, that's got to be.
Ian Hanneman.
Oh, my.
Going hard to the hole.
Coach isn't going to like that call.
He traveled, but he was held. He couldn't get the ball to the floor. That's why he traveled, right, folks?
Wow.
That's not what the Panther fans think.
Panther fans think A, he traveled, and B, hooked him on his way by before there was a foul. But that doesn't count, Coach. That doesn't count.
Fouls on Evans. That's 5 on the Panthers now. 3 for the Maroons in the team foul.
Travel that time.
Now DeVilder strong to the basket, put the left-handed shot up. But after he picked up his dribble, he shuffled his feet a little bit. So it'll go back to the Panthers. They trail by 2.
Coach, I can't quite figure out what's going on down here in front of us. The entire student section from Moline is moving somewhere, but I can't figure out where they're moving to. They're all coming out of the stands up there. Well, if we had a roving reporter with us, we'd be able to find that out. But they're all on the move, so we won't worry about it.
You know what? We don't care. We're watching the game.
And they're going to end up in the balcony at the other end.
Evans.
Oh, Evans on a long 3. This one won't go for the Panthers.
Wilson with the rebound. Here come the Maroons. Boy, they're moving the ball quickly tonight. Playing that up tempo. Down inside to Hanneman. Out of bounds. Back to the Panthers. Still trailing by 2.
At that last break there, we had 2 subs for UT. Number 34, Steve Lopez is in the ball game. Number 10, Cody Duran is back in. And that's to go along with Clark. Sparks is back in the ball game. Brian Sparks also with Clark and Evans. So Panthers with 3 new faces out there. And UT travels. Coach, both teams defensively are doing a nice job, and that's creating some problems for the other team's offense right now.
Well, the pressure, it's kind of a sudden pressure sometimes.
It is.
If you're not ready for it, it kind of takes you by surprise.
There's your offensive foul that we were looking for.
There's one you don't see called in high school very often. It's not that it's not done.
Nope.
You just don't see it called that often. Kenny Spranger gets called for hooking, I think it was Duran as they were bringing the ball up the floor.
Yep.
So it'll go back to the Panthers. Still 16-14 Maroons.
Good ball game right now, Coach. Not much score at this point, but if you like defense, you're seeing some real good defense here tonight. Panthers moving the ball on the perimeter. Lopez with the ball. Duran not quite set the way they want it. UT's perimeter guys are going to at least take a look at the basket like they want to shoot it out there. That'll bring that defense to you. That's a tough pass to get across there.
DeVilder laying for it. He just kind of set that one up. Spranger for three. A little strong.
Oh, my.
Bounces off the
Oh,
rim.
look out.
Got a foul underneath. Steve Lopez is on the floor. Let's see who that goes on. It's going to go on Ian Hanovan. Ian Lopez mixing it up pretty good under the basket.
That's pretty rough
15
there.
foul now for the Maroons. That's 2 on Hanovan. Dorian Earl checks back into the game for the Maroons. Marcus Morrow up off the bench. He's coming in. Ian Hanovan with 2 fouls. Gonna go.
Coach, this is going to be a wild one. We're not even halfway through the second quarter yet. Moline leads 16-14. The crowd is in it.
Adrian Bandy in for the Panthers.
Bandy, Lopez, Duran, Clark. Foul coming against Moline.
Got a
and
reach-in foul.
Evans.
Could be on either DeVille or Earl. Let's see who it goes against. Looks like Earl. He picks up his first. 6 team fouls now for the Maroons. Next one will put the Panthers at the line. A lot of time left here in the first half.
Right. I'll tell you, I usually point this out, but Warden's coming back in now, and Evans going to sit down. But as this game heats up and the intensity level raises, I think you've got to be real careful as far as the officials. They've got to do their job and keep this thing under control, which means you're going to have to call a little bit closer. You're not going to let kids bang around like Lopez gets banged down there. If you don't call that one, it'll get
Well,
worse
I
and
just
worse.
gave you a license.
You better believe it. So right now the officials, they've got to be in this ball game just like the players are.
DeVille, another steal. Ahead to Morrow quickly.
Yeah. Bandy's
on
going to
the
pick
foul.
up a hard foul there.
That'll put Morrow on the line. He's going to shoot a pair.
Going to shoot 2.
Coach, Nick DeVille is playing tough defense down here, Coach.
He's stolen, the last three possessions on the
He's
Panthers.
really doing a good job of anticipating and filling those passing lanes and picking that ball up. Coach, we've been stuck on 16-14 here for quite a while.
Time. Is it just me, or has Morrow grown some during the course of this season? Coach, he looks taller than he did early in the season. And that's possible, obviously. Brewster checks in the lineup. Yep, Jacob Brewster.
17-14 now. Make it 18. Morrow gets them both.
Oh. Well, for the Moline fans, at least they're off 16 now. Bandy tries to dribble through that press. That's tough. That is tough to do. You got to pass that ball against that zone press. And you notice there, Coach, again, Coach Dexter, I think, did a beautiful job. They went right now after that made free throw to full court pressure. The Panthers brought the ball in, pressure's on you right away, and a turnover, bang in the basket.
Well, that makes the score 20-14 with 4:11 left in the second quarter. Let's take a break and be right back.
Well, we're back. Panthers going to bring the ball in. The Maroons are going to hit that full court pressure again now. Panthers go 4 across to break this thing, and they've got Alonzo back in the ball game now. Fagerlin's back in the ball game. So Alonzo occupying 2 guys, gets the ball over to Brewster, ahead to Warden. Warden turns around, won't go. Brewster scrambles for the rebound, loose ball. That's not traveling. You can complain all you want, but he didn't have that ball any in there.
Maroon fans want to travel.
Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Panthers have control again, down 20-14. 3:43 to go here in the second quarter. Warden penetrates, dishes it off to Brewster under the basket, brings it back out.
Well, Jacob would have had a hard time if he handled that pass cleanly.
It's a great pass, but where's the guy going to be? That's right. When he got it, you know what they're looking for is to get the ball in the corner to him.
Moline has extended their defense now. They know the Panthers have scored on threes.
Oh, Alonzo, and it's going to go to UT.
Well, there's Elijah Alonzo making his presence felt again.
He's probably the only guy in the Panther program right now that could have run that play down like that.
Quick hands,
Real quick
hands.
And you know, he could have just chopped at him down the court, but he trailed along and waited for the exact chance to knock that ball loose. And matter of fact, got it back for the Panthers. Tough chance here for him now, though. Press, loses it, behind the back pass.
Spranger ahead to DeVille, goes up, won't go. Foul going to be charged against. Looks like Evans.
Looks like Evans there, Coach. Yeah, 33.
33. 7th team foul now for the Panthers. That was a shooting foul, but that'll...
Both teams will be in the bonus from now on. 20-14, 3:05 to go here in the second quarter from the Panther den.
DeVilder hits the first. It's his first free throw of the night. Go with his one basket in the first quarter. Second one's up and good.
Full court pressure by the Maroons again. Brewster breaks it this time.
Maroons really extending their defense.
Yep.
Again, I started to say just before that last flurry of steals that the Panthers have scored all their points on 3 points except for one basket. So they're going to come out and guard those 3-point shooters.
You better believe it. You better believe it. Fagel is wide open. You got to take that shot. And a foul. But you got to take that shot. I mean, that's where you got to get the ball in against that zone, and that you've got to drain that thing. Fagel is going to have an opportunity to make 2 free throws here.
Foul's going to go on Travis Wilson. That's his second. Fagel is going to go to the line, shoot a pair.
Right now, free throws are killing the Panthers. If UT would have made some free throws here, they'd be right in this ball game. They missed 5 for 5, if my calculations are right. Actually, if your calculations are right.
0 for 3.
0 for 3. My bad. You put those circles in there too fast. That's a good one. Jonathan Borden, number 52, coming in the ball game.
Jonathan Borden checks in for the Panthers. Another sophomore.
Fagerlin will sit down.
Coach Sanders, we got 4 sophomores on the floor now for the Panthers.
4 sophomores and a senior. Ooh.
Travis Wilson, tough down inside. Maroons score quickly. 22-15, 24-15, excuse me. Borden, we got numbers. Borden high off the glass, won't go. Warden with a rebound.
Whoa, my. Off and running from Moline.
Morrow brings it down quickly, pulls up in the paint, gets his pocket picked. Here comes the Panthers. So we're going the other way.
Coach, I didn't have enough time to even start talking about who had it. They had it stolen already. He might have walked, Coach. He might have walked.
Well, there's that defense, that belly-up Panther defense. Steve Cottrell checking back in now. Dorian Earl goes to the bench. So we got Cottrell, Wilson, Spranger, Morrow, DeVilder on the floor for the Maroons.
Panthers come up now against that three-quarter court trap. We got DeVilder on the point of that, Coach. Long arms, really very effective. Yeah, did a real good job. Then reached in right at the end.
We got a reach-in foul on Morrow. Coach Dexter not happy at all about that call.
Well, Coach, you did a nice job of just taking him right onto the corner. You're not going to even get a shot off out of that area. And then you reach in at the very last second. We're down to 1:53 to go here in the half. And Moline has extended that lead to 24-15, Coach. Booster, 1-1.
Up, won't go.
Strong again. Panthers having trouble connecting on the free throws right now.
Well, the Maroons have turned the defensive pressure up a little bit. Got the tempo of the game a little faster than what the Panthers were playing early. Wilson, long two. Cottrell with a rebound, back up, won't go. Rebound, Tyson Warden, he's fouled. We'll go to the other end and shoot. One in the bonus. Foul's going to go on Spranger, I do believe.
Well, you know, right
That's
now,
his second.
For the Maroons, you can be as aggressive as you want, really, because if UT doesn't start making a few free throws, I can be aggressive on the board. You get a foul, you don't even get a possession. But I got a feeling the Panthers are going to zero in here in a minute.
Well, they've only made one free throw so far tonight.
Yeah, I think this one may change the whole outlook here. Right in the center. Tyson Warden, 6'2" sophomore.
9 team fouls now for the Maroons, so the Panthers will be shooting 2 free throws for the rest of the half here. The minute 34 remain.
Buries them both. Sub in the ball game. D. Hunter's going to come in the ball game and replace Evans. Almost had 5 sophomores out at the same time, Coach.
4 sophomores and a senior now for the Panthers. Here's pressure by the Panthers. DeVilder, Morrow.
Good job.
Ball fake, back to DeVilder. From the arc, he can do it. Count it.
My. Woo, big time.
DeVilder.
10-point lead by the Maroons now, 27-17.
His 8th point of the night.
Alonso gets the ball to Borden, gets it across before 10 seconds. Borden takes it to the hole, and Borden will pick up the foul. Borden pulled up, did a nice job on that shot. Ball just wouldn't go, and Jonathan commits the foul.
Well, that'll march to the other end. Travis Wilson will go to the line, shoot one in a bonus.
Lopez is going to come in the ball game for the Panthers. Borden's going to sit down. I'll tell you, exciting time in the UT program right now. The sophomore team is going real good. Coach Hunter's doing a beautiful job with that sophomore group.
Yeah.
And with many of these young men playing at the varsity, a couple of guys he hadn't seen, Evans and Borden he hadn't seen maybe all year.
No, I don't think they've played all year with the
still
sophomore.
Winning the conference at sophomore level, doing an excellent job.
Great effort there.
He's coming.
Steve Cottrell went right up through the bleachers. We thought he was gone. Here he comes back.
Great hustle. 54 seconds to go. Panthers move the ball on the perimeter. Warden on a long three. Won't go.
Morrow
Stepped on the line. Morrow on a good hustle move that time. UT will maintain possession of the ball. 48 seconds. Maroons lead by 10, Coach.
Marcus Morrow going out of bounds, saving that ball. I don't know if we got it on camera here, but one of the local TV stations down there shooting some footage.
Going to have a real close-up.
This will be on after you'll see that, folks. But if you happen to see it, you're going to get an up-close and personal look at that one. He was in that guy's lap.
Alonso off the rim, won't go. 37 seconds to go. Breakout for the Maroons.
Morrow ahead to Earl. He finishes off. Elijah Alonso trailing the play. Tries to strip the ball, but he can't do it. So Earl's going to score the basket and go to the line.
Well, the
Shoot that
Panthers
three-point play.
Going to have to do a little damage control right now, Coach. They're going to have to protect the ball a little bit here, get off a couple good shots here, and make at least one good defensive play, or Moline's going to run off and hide here. 29-17 here. 34 seconds to go before halftime.
And Earl converts a three-point play, so it's a 30-17 lead.
Panthers moving the ball on the perimeter now. Hunter, Alonso, Brewster, Warden, and Lopez in the lineup for the Panthers now, looking for that good shot here right at the end of the first half. Hunter takes a look. Oh, we're going to pick up the foul here.
Got a foul,
Probably a shot. Probably a shot that they didn't want to take at that point in time, but he's going to get 2 free throws. Hunter will get 2.
Dorian Earl picks up the foul. D. Hunter in the ball game now for the Panthers. Going to go to the line and see if he can break into the scoring column. Panthers trail by 13. Coach Olsen would be real happy if they could get that back somehow, to get that back to single figures before they go into the locker room.
That'd be good.
Hunter contributes 1 point, down to 12, 30-18. Second one's up, good. Sub coming in for Moline now. Andrew Boster comes in. Dorian Earl's going to go to the bench with 2 fouls. Boster, a ball handler guard.
Panthers going to work some tough full court pressure with 11 seconds to go. One more steal by UT and a good shot. Who knows?
Long pass to Boster. Finds Cottrell.
Oh, 2 seconds.
Cottrell on the end line, 2 seconds. Well, the Panthers are going to get one more crack at it. It'll be a long one.
Hey, Coach, it's a 3. We're a lot better with 3s than we are with 2s, so that's not all necessarily bad news. Lopez, 4-3.
Off the glass.
And it won't go. Well, I'll tell you, Coach, the Panthers did come back a little bit there at the end of that half. The score is 30-19. We're at halftime, and we'll be back in just a moment with our Hall of Fame presentation here at UT. We'll be right back.
Jim Unrath, athletic director here at United Township, out there introducing the Hall of Fame, United Township High School Hall of Fame chairman, Greg Chikris, local attorney. He's the one that heads up the committee that makes the selections. Mr. Chikris will in turn take the mic and introduce our Hall of Fame inductees for the evening. We'll try to relay to you what he says as we go here.
Township Hall of Fame induction ceremony. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce three outstanding individuals.
Again, our three nominees tonight are Brad Birkland, all-state wrestler, third in the state. He's a heavyweight wrestler as a senior. Spike Odell, radio personality from East Moline on WGN. And Coach Ernie Kivisto. Now here comes our first inductee onto the floor, Brad Birkland.
Coach, he played a couple years of football for us too. Not a bad football player either. I think he also does. I think he holds the state record for the fastest pin. I think
The fastest fall of the state tournament when he was a senior.
27 seconds.
No, you're 10 seconds high, Coach.
Oh, 17 seconds.
Oh
my!
I had the privilege of being down there that year. I was coaching wrestling at the time, and was down there and saw him do that. He ended up third place his senior year, and he was 40-1 on the year.
Yep.
His only loss of the year in the semifinals to the state champion.
Yep. Well, I'll tell you what, he also has come back and helped coach. He's a fantastic social studies teacher, does a great job in driver's ed. He's helped with football, helped with wrestling, and he's just a fine young man, Coach,
Yes,
and
he
well
is.
deserving of this award, that's for sure.
Yeah, we're proud of him here at UT. He's back
bet.
here at the school and service in our school district very, very fine manner. Our second inductee, Coach Ernie Kivisto, one of the winningest basketball coaches in the history of the United States.
That's exactly right.
Ernie has over 1,000 wins to his credit. Coach Kivisto was here at East Moline, as it was called back in the days he was here.
That's right.
From 1951 through 1967. Had well over 200 wins here in his tenure here, I'm sure.
Yep.
I don't know exactly what his record was, but he left here, went on to Aurora East, took that team to the state tournament a couple times. Coached in Arizona, he's coached in Texas.
The United States Coach of the Year.
50 years of coaching, over 1,000 wins.
Coach of the Year.
Been
Coach, a
National
couple
Coach
things.
of the Year
And he's
several
still-
times.
And he's still doing he's not coaching at this point in time, but he's on the clinic circuit.
On the clinic circuit.
And I guess he did a tremendous job and really done a nice job this last week. He's been in town. He's talked to a lot of groups and been here, there, and everywhere. And you always get a story or two when Ernie shows up. That's
Yes,
for
sir.
sure.
Well, he does. He started doing clinics right here when he was a basketball coach. He always had a little kids clinic in the spring, and boy, I tell you, the kids would flock out. I attended several myself when I was a youngster in grade school, and playing basketball on this floor was always a dream that every kid had that went to one of those clinics. And to play for Coach Kivisto was a great honor. He's got a lot of friends here tonight. They had a nice dinner for him and semi-roast last night at the American Legion. Gene Leibovitz is to be congratulated for the work he's done to get him back here.
Exactly.
And our third inductee, Spike Odell, class of 1971.
As a disc jockey formerly at KF.
Now a prominent radio personality and a #1 radio station, AM radio station in the country, WGN in Chicago. Spike Odell, proud to be a Panther.
6 years in a row, and Spike was honored as Air Personality of the Year by Billboard magazine.
Spike started his career right here in town on the old KSTT. Went over to KIIK for a while, left town to South Carolina, came back, was hired away by WGN, and has really found a home there and made a name for himself. He's been named Air Personality of the Year in his career, so that's a nationwide honor.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, if you can turn on his program, and I listen to it quite a bit, but not all the time, but almost every time you listen to that, he's talking about, I'm going back to East Moline, I'm talking about Silvis, he's talking about, United Township High School. It seems like he always makes a tie back to here, and I know all of us appreciate what he's done in that regard. It's a pleasure this last spring, Coach. I went up and worked the state tournament baseball game for Family Ties Production, and his son was playing first base for a team there, and it was a pleasure to see him around the ball game. Had a chance to visit with him then, but he's a great envoy, I guess, for United Township High School.
Well, three fine representatives, three fine inductees.
Final round of applause for the 3 inductees.
You know, what an honor it is to be inducted into a high school Hall of Fame here
sure is.
for your contributions as a student, as an athlete, as a coach, as just a citizen. I can't think of a greater honor to bestow on somebody.
Exactly right. That is a big deal. That
Well,
is a
Coach,
big
that just
deal.
about wraps up the ceremonies here at halftime. Why don't we take a break and come back with second half action? Maroons ahead, 30-19. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back, everybody. Here we are at the Panther Den. Jim Smith along with Jim Sanders. Hall of Fame night here at UT. Maroons lead 30-19. It was kind of one of those games, Coach Sanders, that the Maroons just gradually pulled away.
Well, they did, Coach, and it just seemed like they were in control, even when they were ahead by 2 points, 4 points, 6 points. It just seemed like they were always in control of the ball game. The Panther free throw shooting, had that been really good, I mean, you know, it had been nearly perfect, but had it been really good, it would have made, I think, a big difference in that first half.
Well, we'd have that lead down. It wouldn't be double digits.
Right,
It wouldn't be 11.
exactly.
It might be 7 or 8.
Right,
So.
and who knows, you make a few free throws, that keeps you in the game longer, and then that little spurt Moline put on there last 3 minutes of that half may not have happened.
And the Maroon spurt coincided with their picking up of the defensive pressure.
Right.
That's when they started to pull away a little bit. Well, the Panthers will have it first.
Get the ball first. And they got that ball up front. They've got back to the starting lineup. Duran, Sparks to Evans. Warden underneath the basket. Fagerlund setting some picks down underneath there. And Coach Olson goes back to that group he thought was the best to go into this ball game with.
Well, the Maroons come up with the steal. Steve Cottrell goes to the floor. We've seen Steve several games this season now, and that's the way he plays. He's not afraid to.
No question about it. He was in amongst our bleacher bums down here at the end of the court one time. Whoa, tough shot there.
That was Wilson.
Evans comes up with that. Coach, you mentioned that, and as the Maroons on that last defensive play down here had 3 guys on the floor, actually, by the time that play was over, just to get possession of the ball back.
And the Maroons are going to be content to stick with that 2-1-2, 3-2 look defense until the Panthers solve it.
You better believe it.
And as we alluded earlier in the broadcast, that not too many teams have solved that. They're 14-2 in that little run.
No,
well, there's a
they've
quick
done an
foul
excellent
now.
job there. Excellent job. Now, that time the Panthers did get the ball into the post. Evans took the ball to the basket and ended up drawing Hanneman's 3rd foul. So take a look at that. 6:59 here to go, and Hanneman picks up his 3rd foul.
Evans to the line. Well, the free throw woes continue for the Panthers now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of 9. I think it's 6. So they pull within 10, 30-20.
Well, Hanneman
Just
comes out of the
over a
ball
minute
game,
gone.
Coach.
And Hanneman's going to go to the
Yep.
bench with 3 fouls.
So we'll see how long he stays there and whether the Panthers can dig into this 10-point deficit here.
Set that Maroon lineup now, but they come down and get a shot off so fast it's hard to get the call off.
It is.
Travis Wilson just got fouled. We got Kenny Spranger, Nick DeVilder, Steve Cottrell, Marcus Morrow set the trigger of the inbounds pass. Maroons got their play set. Wilson in the paint, puts up a tough shot, won't go. Wilson goes to the floor, looks for the foul, not there.
When you make that 1-on-3 move, you're not going to get that foul called too often. Any
That was
contact.
a tough shot. That was a tough shot. He was turning
Tough
into a
angle.
shooting hand. And
That's right. Tough angle and everything else that time.
so here at the Panthers now. High post pick there.
Well, I'll tell you, Moline is just daring UT to shoot the ball now. UT started out real hot at a 3-point shot, but take a look at that zone. Right now, they're packed down and they're real tight.
Well, they're going to make him come out and shoot
Well,
that
the point
three
man
again,
is
it looks
obviously
like.
playing the high post guy out front now, Fagerlund, so he doesn't run loose there in that open spot. Now the open spot becomes the top of the key, and you need somebody to put that shot down. Going to be wide open right there. Boom. That's what you got to do to beat that zone when they're packing it down on your post.
Well, Cody Duran answers the call.
How about that, huh?
30-23. Panthers with some pressure now. They played that pressure defense. Got the game tempo picked up a little bit at the end of the first half. Wilson goes to the hole. Well, he's 0 for 3 this half.
UT on a run now. Bring the ball back down, Sparks. See if they come out to get a hold of Duran. He made 1 from there. They're still putting a lot of pressure on Fagerlund, so that's got to leave. One of those 2 guys have got to be open. Fagerlund just setting picks there. Duran penetrates, but can't get rid of the ball. Morrow, beautiful job.
Boy, nice feed.
Boy, look at that
Morrow.
acceleration. Oh,
Takes it all the way to the hole.
Oh,
And that's
wow.
off the dribble.
But he shifted gears about halfway down the court. All of a sudden, he was going faster than anybody, and he was dribbling the ball.
32-23, Maroons with the lead. 5:20 remaining here, third quarter.
Panthers had a chance to bring that down to what? A 5-point deficit, or 4 if you can hit a 3, and bang, it's right back up to 9 again.
Well, I think Durant did probably what they wanted him to do. He penetrated the lane. Here's Evans along the baseline. Nice move up and in. Well, Josh Evans shows what he can do.
Oh, Wilson tried to get going a little too fast that time.
There we go. The Panther pressure, turnover Maroons.
Coach Hanover didn't stay out very long. He's coming right back in the ball game.
Travis Wilson's going to go take a rest.
Coach, when Travis doesn't start most of the time, he doesn't. I don't think he plays as well, you know. And I think that's, and I'm not being critical of the coaching staff. Believe me.
Right.
If he doesn't start, he seems like he comes in the game, he thinks he's got to make lots of things happen in a big hurry, and he forces some shots. If he stays in the offense, Warden hits again. If he stays in the offense like he generally does when he starts a ball game, then Moline is as good as there is around.
That's 7 for Warden. The Panthers got it to 5, 32-27. 4 minutes and 30 seconds remain. Here come the Maroons right back down against the Panther pressure. Long three. Kenny Spranger off the iron. Won't go. Scramble for the rebound. Steve Cottrell does what he does best. He runs down those loose balls. We got a foul on the floor against the Panthers.
But he showed great speed that time going towards the corner after that loose ball. I mean, he showed a lot of determination, but he also showed really good speed coming out of there. That's exciting.
That foul was called on Duran. Scramble for the ball, going to go out of bounds. The Maroons going to have it.
You know, you talked earlier about how tenacious UT's defense is, and they, you know, whether they're going good on offense or not, UT's going to play tough defense all the time.
Oh, nice entry pass in there.
inside.
Spranger down to Morrow. He turns around and puts it through.
Morrow showing in this ball game for sure that he can play at that low post and do a good job.
I was going to say, Marcus Morrow double figures now. That's his 10th point on the night. And we're in the third quarter.
You post him down low against Duran or against Alonso, he's got every opportunity to score a bunch of points in there because he's a good athlete. And he's, like I say, I'm just convinced he's getting taller.
Well, he gets good position down in there.
Very good, very good. Warden a little long. Evans on the offensive board, draws a foul.
Well, Josh Evans, nice weak side rebounding position there.
Did a beautiful job getting that ball that time.
He'll go to the line.
Josh Evans goes to the line.
Evans
Foul on that time. I missed it. DeVilder. That's his first. Second on the Maroons here in the half.
Jacob Brewster comes back in the lineup for UT.
Hanover out. Wilson back in for the Maroons.
And Duran's going to sit down for the Panthers. Evans with 2 shots. 3:46 to go here. 34-27. Make that 34-28. Panthers on a little bit of a run here, down by 6. Evans with his second free throw. And count that one. 5-point lead for the Maroons now.
7 points for Josh Evans on the night. Panthers pressuring all over the floor now, trying to trap. Morrow, athletic driving, bank.
Man.
My goodness. Give him 12. Marcus Morrow's got all 6 of the Maroon points here in the second half.
He's feeling it in this ball game, Coach. He's had a really nice game to this point, and he's kind of taken on that leadership role that, you know, we talked real early when he took that starting position. Sparks, strong, nice rebound by Evans, pops it back out to Brewster, to Warden in the corner, baseline drive, charge. Ball goes down, not going to count.
Well, Nick DeVilder stood his ground in there and drew the charge.
Oh, so that takes lots of courage because he took those knees up and around your face somewhere. Good defense, though. If you're going to play basketball, you got to be willing to do that if you're going to be a player. Morrow, he's going to try every move he's got until it doesn't work.
Now we got a charge coming the other way. There's Tyson Warden taking one at the other end. Doggone it, it works both ends. Good call. Good call, ref, he said.
Yeah.
That's going to be Wilson's 3rd foul now. 3 team fouls.
Well, and you know, you hope your officials in the ball game, and they're obviously doing a great job tonight, are consistent with that call. You had the same thing at both ends, and it's very similar plays.
Very similar.
Not the hardest of charges to call it in either case. Oh, good pressure outside by Moline that time.
Marcus Morrow.
Man,
He's playing at another level tonight.
yes he is. Brewster on the drive. Nice move there, Jacob Brewster. 36-31.
5 points for Jacob on the night. Maroons break the pressure. Move the ball quickly up. Cottrell corner. Wilson back out front. Spranger from the arc. Count it. Kenny Spranger. First points of the night. It's a 3.
That one hurts the Panther cause, I'll tell you that one right now. But U.T.H. should have plenty of time to answer. 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Brewster on to Fagerlund, back to Sparks, and the Panthers will set up against that zone.
Well, the Panthers had it to 5.
Little 1-2-2 now, bringing DeVilder out a little bit, but Brewster in the ball game, they probably identified him maybe as more of a three-point shooter. And they're bringing DeVilder out, which now leaves Fagerlund open a little bit in there.
Brewster on the dribble. Over to Sparks. Takes a look. Draws the defense. Goes to the hole. And he's going to be fouled. Looks like Steve Cottrell is going to pick up that foul. Yeah, indeed it is. And Sparky will go to the line.
Sparks made a nice baseline move that time. He kind of got himself in a position where he was going to have trouble making the shot, but you just about guarantee you're going to draw a foul. If you get that deep against that zone, there are going to at least be 2 guys there.
Well,
2 shots for Brian Sparks. 39-31 is our score, and the Maroons lead the Panthers. 1:30 to go here in the third quarter. It's Hall of Fame night here at the Panther Den.
Sparks picks up his 4th point. Looking for 5.
A little strong. Maroons ball.
Come the Maroons. Travis Wilson on the wing. Maroons going to set it up.
Maroons have got some really good shots. When they've got into their offense, they have got a lot of good shots.
Now they're running their patterns. Call that one from up here, folks.
Yep.
Steve Lopez reached around, caught Steve Cottrell on the arm. You could hear the slap up here.
Yep.
First on Lopez, 3rd on the Panthers. Maroons will inbound under the basket. Wilson to Spranger, right back down into Wilson, dumps it down under the basket. Lopez with the block from behind.
Brewster on the run. 1-on-3. Almost makes an acrobatic move there. Going against the numbers that time, but hustling back and Brewster steals it. Evans with the ball. And a foul against Moline.
And Coach Dexter is hot. Said, now let's just settle it down and play ball here, boys. Steve Cottrell came swooping in there, gonna try to get that steal, and
Man.
picked up his 2nd foul, 4th team foul now in the Maroons. Both team with 4 fouls. 44 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. 7-point Maroon lead.
Alonzo back in the ball game for UT now. Panthers have Lopez, Alonzo, Warden, Evans, and Brewster. Evans for 2.
Nice hang time by Evans. That gives him 9 in the ball game. 5-point Maroon lead. Cottrell to the basket, lets everybody clear.
Warden on a
Block.
nice block.
Cottrell gets his own rebound,
man.
puts it up.
Boy, he stayed with that one, Coach.
He
Beautiful
stays with
job.
Big basket for the Maroons right there.
Brewster brings the ball across. 8 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Panthers looking to get the last shot. Brewster.
We got a foul out front on Spranger. Lopez setting that pick, that high post pick, and Spranger tried to run through it, so he's going to pick up his 3rd foul. 6-team foul. Panthers will be in the bonus now, rest of the way.
Panthers still got to get a shot with 2 seconds here. Brewster's not going to get one. He walked with it.
Yeah, and Nick DeVilder set that walk up. He had a little reach around, flicked the ball away, and Jacob caught the ball and took 2 steps with it before
If you happened to catch the Bulls game the other night, you happened to watch that last seconds. I think it was the end of the first quarter. But Michael Jordan got about 5 seconds, got the ball just across the 10-second line, and shot up. Look at this. Oh, count it! Kind of like that.
Wilson.
Kind of like that one.
Is that about what you were talking about?
Except Michael had a little better form because he's second line and shot up. Look at this. Oh, count it! like that.
Wilson.
Kind of like that one.
Is that about what you were talking about?
Except Michael had a little better form because he shot just a straight jump shot from about 50 feet away,
Yeah,
nothing but net.
nothing but net.
But it was just about like that one.
Boy, Travis Wilson stretches that lead right back to 10 points. The Panthers battle back to 5. They get it right back to 10. Travis Wilson, big three. We're at 44-34 here at the Panther Den. Maroons with the lead. We'll be right back with fourth quarter action.
Hey, you're almost done with high school. You know it. So what are you going to do now?
Well, I'm not exactly sure.
What kind of job are you going to get with just a high school diploma? Well, what will this job pay? It's time to get serious about your future by checking into career opportunities at the American Institute of Commerce.
Financial aid is available. Get the right education for the future you want at AIC.
Well, we're back here at the Panther Den, a Family Ties production of Western Big Six basketball. Here on TCI Channel 38, this is Jim Smith, along with Jim Sanders, bringing you the action on Hall of Fame night here at the Panther Den. Three great inductees, Brad Birkland, Spike Odell, and Coach Ernie Kivisto back to be inducted into the Panther Hall of Fame. I hope you were with us for the halftime. Well, the Maroons with the ball and the lead, 10 points now. Panthers really battled back in that third quarter, Jim.
Oh, man.
Outscored the Maroons 15-14. By all rights, it was going to be outscoring them 15-11, but Travis Wilson throws in a monster three at the horn. And there's Mr. Marcus Morrow, who was kind of his quarter until that big three-pointer.
Right. Man.
Morrow with 8 second-half points.
12-point lead by the Maroons.
14 on the night for Morrow.
Maroon fans all wanted to walk on that. Coach, we'd like to take just a second here, if we could, to thank all those people who are watching this broadcast that attended the FCA chili supper tonight. That's become a pretty big item here at UT with our Hall of Fame. They've kind of hooked up that event and the Hall of Fame together, and that's become quite an event. There must have been about 400 or 500 people took advantage of that this evening, and I know our Fellowship of Christian Athletes group appreciates that and all the hard work by the UT students to put that on. And it's always a pleasure to have it the night of the Moline game because so many Moline people come and join us. Matter of fact, the Moline coaches sat down and had a little bit with us tonight. I don't know how much chili they ate, but they always come down and spend some time and visit.
I sat and visited with them for a few seconds, and they were drinking water when I was there.
Well, they wanted something with decaffeinated, and we didn't get anything on our donations this year that was decaffeinated, so they were trying to go with the water route, I think.
Hanneman down low, puts up a shot real strong.
Alonzo on the rebound.
Comes out.
On the run with the Panthers. A nice job, gets the ball back to D. Hunter's in the ball game right now, along with Evans.
4 sophomores and the senior. We've got the kiddie core and the seniors
and
out
Lopez is going to kind of keep these kids under control out here. Hunter, Warden, Evans, Alonzo with Lopez. Nice ball fake that time. Panthers down by 10. And a pass got away. Well, the Panthers were back to within 5, and then the Maroons make a basket to make it 7. The Panthers going to go for the last shot, turn the ball over with 1 second to go, and the rest is kind of history, as they say. A long three-pointer by Wilson to take it to 10 points.
And that's where we are right now. Make that 12. Marcus Morrow, 16 on the night. 12-point Maroon lead, 48-36.
Coach, if Morrow plays like this all the time, Coach, Moline is as good as anybody maybe in the state if he can play like that.
Well, the Maroons have 3 players that average double figures. Marcus isn't one of them.
Isn't one of them. That's right.
Josh Evans with a Panther basket.
Well,
Back
Moline's going to set up and hold that ball just a little bit here. Take some time off the clock. 5 minutes, 50 seconds to go. Moline leads by 10. Looking to go 5-2 in the Western Big Six and stay in that hunt. That would set up a huge game next week with Galesburg.
Ian Hanovan, tough left-handed shot.
Real tough shot there.
Won't go.
And the Panthers hoping to get off that 0 here, 0-7, hoping to get that first conference win this year. Panthers moving the ball into perimeter. Alonzo out front to Warden. Inside, good job into Lopez. Turnaround. And hits the turnaround jump shot. Steve Lopez, 48-40, Moline leads.
Here comes Morrow. He's going to get called for a carry on that spin move.
2 subs for the Panthers coming in the ball game. Number 40 is Terrence Clark. Number 10, Cody Duran. Alonzo is going to sit down. And it looks like Lopez is going to sit down. Brian Sparks comes in and Warden's going to sit down. 5:07.
Maroons have Morrow, Spranger, Cottrell, Hanovan, and DeVilder on the floor now. And they're sticking with their zone. Well, tough defense pressure there by Steve Cottrell. Forced Terrence Clark into a travel call there.
Well,
Cottrell really bodied up Hunt.
Boy, he did. He did a good job of doing that. That's for sure.
Terrence turned to the basket and the lights went out.
Yeah. He picked up his dribble. Once he picked up the dribble, he was in some trouble.
Down low to Hanovan.
Pass there.
Ball fake. Got a foul on the floor. Looks like it's going to go on Clark.
No
if it
ball.
is, that'll be his first. Panthers 4th now.
Well, the Maroons are going to take that ball out of bounds. Well, UT needs to make a move, and right now it'd be as good a time as any. A defensive stop here would really help. Maroons inbound the ball.
Well, there's just what you're talking about. They try to force an entry pass down to Hanovan. Runs down the floor holding his arm.
But the Panthers getting the ball in places you don't want to be. Under Hunter off the rim. Fouls, but can't get there.
Hanovan high for the rebound. DeVilder. Little pressure by D. Hunter. DeVilder was kind of surprised by it and just kind of lost his dribble out of bounds. It'll be the Panthers' ball under their own basket.
Sub coming in. Lopez coming in. Clark's limping and coming out of the ball game. I don't know what happened to him there.
Looks like one of those ankle jobs, maybe, huh?
Something like that. UT trainer goes to work on him there at the end of the bench. They're going to take him right to the training room right now. Might be something he's had before, and they know they got to go back and retape an ankle. Well, he's hurting right now, Coach.
I think he had a bunged up ankle in football, Coach.
Sparks, 4-3. Counted. Panthers are right back in this ball game. 48-43, 3:53 to go.
Boy, a huge three by Sparks there. Gets it to 5. Panthers with some pressure now. They're going to try trapping. We're going to get a foul called on Hunter, I do believe. Yep, it's on D. Hunter.
Well, it's good pressure out there, though. They almost had him trapped right there at the division line.
Well, the Panthers got just what they wanted. They made DeVilder turn his back into the trap, and here come the other fella in. He was going to lose the ball before the foul might have had something to do with that.
Yeah, but it's still he's a little bit out of control. I'm sure Coach Dexter would have preferred that he had kind of been a little bit more under control here. Tough man-to-man pressure by UT, and UT is going to pick up a foul that now the Maroons are in the bonus.
Duran, that's his third. That puts him in the bonus.
I'll tell you, it's tough life being a basketball coach. Watching Coach Olson over there, he's played about all these almost 4 quarters here defensively over there. He's moving all the time. Coach Dexter's been up and down most of the evening. It's quite a battle. Oh, offensive board by Moline.
Boy, Ian Hanovan created that rebound. He didn't get it, but he created it. Out of bounds to the Maroons. Yeah, the Maroons are just taller than the Panthers. Hanover and Cottrell both taller. DeVilder's taller than anybody the Panthers have on the floor. So
Brewster comes in the ball game. Hunter's going to go out. But I tell you, UT's putting enough pressure on those offensive rebound shots that they're having to change the trajectory just enough that they're not falling right now, and it's keeping UT in the ball game. Oh, Panther
steal
ball
by the Panthers. Morrow comes down and picks his pocket the other way. But it's going to be the Panthers' ball, so they retain possession. 3:30 remaining. They trail by 5, 48-43.
Yeah, the Panthers are just having a little trouble protecting that ball occasionally out here on the perimeter, which makes it a little nervous.
Travis Wilson checks back in for the Maroons.
One thing about UT right now, Coach, it just appears like their confidence is growing the longer they get into this fourth quarter, and within striking distance, why they've got a shot. Coach Olson's got the signal for the play they want called.
Maroons in a man-to-man now. Evans off the dribble.
Oh, my, what a shot by Josh Evans. Panthers putting a lot more pressure on now. Moline struggled a little bit. Nice pass.
Spranger to the hole.
Oh, my gracious. What a shot.
Boy, a fortuitous bounce for the Maroons there.
Great job of breaking that pressure. He took the ball to the hole, but that ball didn't look like it was going to go there for a while. Duran with the ball out front. You're right, man-to-man defense by Moline now. Sparks shot out of the corner. Long, Evans. Rebound 2. Count it. 50-47, 2:30 to go here in the fourth quarter. Panthers steal.
17 for Evans now.
Having a great night. Hey, Brewster loose in the corner. On the drive. Foul.
Shot doesn't go, but we got a foul called.
Boy, Moline needs a timeout, Coach, real bad right now.
Foul's going to be on Hanover. That's his fourth.
Moline timeout. Coach, we're at 50-47 here from the Panther Den. UT coming back from 10 down to start this quarter and trail by 3. And we're going to take a short break here. I think I need a little bit of break here, Coach. So you're watching TCI Family Ties Production on Channel 38. We'll be right back. Well, we're back here from the Panther Den. The score 50-47, 2:18 to go here in the fourth quarter. Jacob Brewster, the senior, is going to step to the line with 2 free throws here to try to draw the Panthers to within 1 point.
Brewster, leading scorer for the Panthers, has 5 points on the evening. Has missed his only free throw, so 2 real important ones coming up right now.
Boom. 50-48.
Panthers on a 14-6 run right now, Coach Sanders.
Well, whether it makes any difference or not right now, the Panthers are going with, almost a tip in by Evans. They're back to 4 seniors and a sophomore at this point in the ball game.
Well, you got to go with the experience.
That's right. At this point in the game, you just got to go with that.
Well, here's the Maroons now. Morrow with the ball up front, working against Brewster.
Got to watch him hook it here.
Switch off to Evans. Looking for Wilson down inside. Little too much defense by Josh Evans, the referee says. He'll pick up his third. Send Morrow to the line, shooting 1 and a bonus.
Well, Coach, if you're going to pull a big upset, Coach Olson and Coach Van Hoody and his players, of course, have done just what you want to do. You hang around long enough, hang around. There's less than 2 minutes to go in the ball game. You trail by 2 points. Now you have a chance to win the game.
Morrow hits his first 3-point Maroon lead.
Hanover's back in the ball game, Coach, with 4 fouls.
17 points for Marcus Morrow. Looking for number 18.
Boom.
Bags it. 4-point Maroon lead. Under 2 minutes.
Maroons are going to drop back. They're going to play man. They're going to play zone. Let's see what we got here. Boy, your guess is as good as mine right now. Until somebody cuts all the way through, they're going to play man. And the Panthers running some cutters through there. The back picks will still work against this. You can still break that guy free. 1:28 to go. Maroons lead by 4. Evans with the ball.
Good move by Coach Dexter here to jump into that man. It takes a little while for the Panthers to get organized.
And Lopez will travel, and that's the call.
That turnover hurts. Helps the Maroons. Timeout, Panthers. 52-48, 1:19 remaining. We'll be right back with the rest of the ball game. Well, we're back here at the Panther Den. You're watching a Family Ties production. We got a dandy for you here on Hall of Fame night here in East Moline. This is Jim Smith along with Jim Sanders bringing into the action. We've got 1 minute and 19 seconds. Panthers have fought back from an 11-point halftime deficit, a 10-point third quarter deficit, to pull within 4 points. Maroons with the ball. Pressure defense.
Yeah, Brewster picks up the foul, but they're aggressive and they only use 4 seconds. You know, that is strategy. That's a good, you know, if you're going to foul early, although I don't think he was, it wasn't any way he was intentionally or trying to foul on that play. It was just you try to use quick hands.
Go for the steal, and if you get it, you get it. And
That's
if
right.
you don't, well, the clock has stopped.
That's exactly right. Warden coming in the lineup for the Panthers. Coming out, Lopez.
7 points for DeVilder tonight. He's averaging 13.5 on the season, so he's well below his average. Has yet to score here in the second half. Well, he changes all that.
An off night for him. Of course, Morrow picked up the slack, obviously, with his night. But we got to remember, especially early in the ball game, how many steals DeVilder had defensively that made a huge difference in that building that lead early.
I was going to say there's more to this game than just making baskets.
Well, Moline calls timeout here, so again, let's take a short break. We're right back with 1:15 to go in the fourth quarter. The Maroons lead 54-48. But we're back, folks. The Maroons used a quick timeout there to talk over maybe what they want to do defensively. Don't be surprised they come back, press a little bit. They've been playing a little man-to-man. Let's see if they go back now. The Panthers are going to have to go to three-pointers. Let's just see. Maroons are going to set up an at least half-court trap. Looking to find a man right now, so we're going to play man-to-man. Now, yeah, they are. Hey, I tell you what, watching Maroons try to follow guys through, you never know here. It's zone. Oh, Evans popped wide open in that time. Alonso in for the Panthers. Warden shot out of the corner. Count it. 54-50. 54-50.
45 seconds remaining. Panthers, a lot of pressure now. Wilson out front. Alonso reaches up, fouls. Picks up his third foul. More importantly, that's the 10th team foul now on the Panthers. So the Maroons, every time they would go to the line now, will be shooting 2 free throws. Wilson didn't start tonight. Takes his 7 points to the free throw line. Again, he's averaging in double figures. He's averaging 14.5 on the season.
That rule of 2 shots here on the super bonus, you know, really takes some away from that strategy of fouling early and often, you know. Because, you know, even if you miss one of them, you come back and make one. You know, 1 out of 2 keeps you going, but missing the front end of that 1-on-1 each time, it really take it out of you. So a lot less pressure on that first free throw.
And Wilson hits them both. He gives him 9 on the night.
Alonso brings the ball across the timeline. Works against Morrow. 35 seconds to go. 6-point lead for the Maroons. Brewster fires one out of the corner for 3. Won't go. Morrow ahead. Look out.
Travis Wilson, mega jam, and that just might do it. 8 points, 20 seconds. Panthers
Warden for 3. Lodges the ball in there. That becomes a jump ball. Possession arrow towards the Panthers.
That's why you see one jammed up in there. That's a true jam right there, wasn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah. That was a big play.
Well, the ball's going to go back to the Panthers here.
Yeah, gotta say, it still helps the Panthers in that situation. Alonso out of the corner, long 3. Boom. Elijah Alonso for 3 and a quick timeout by the Panthers with 11 seconds to go. The Moline Maroons lead 58-53, but Alonso keeps the Panthers breathing a little bit here. Why don't we take a look this time at the Moline cheerleaders? We haven't had an opportunity to do that tonight. Let's do that. Follow them just a little bit.
Well, we're back here at the Panther Den. Panthers, Elijah Alonso just has thrown in his second three-pointer of the night. They pulled up Panthers to within 5. We still have 11 seconds remaining. Panthers are going to pick up all over the floor.
2 subs in for UT. Sylvester Banks in the ball game, and so is Adrian Bandy with a quick foul there.
Nick DeViller is going to go to the other end. Only 1 second ticks off the clock. Quick foul by the Panthers. Sylvester Banks, as Jim Sanders just mentioned, checks in the ball game, picks up a foul. DeViller is going to go to the line, shoot a pair.
Brian Sparks comes back in the ball game. Adrian Bandy, the defensive specialist in this late ball game substitution. Sparks more of a three-point threat.
So here's DeViller. He's perfect from the line tonight. 4 for 4, make it 5 for 5. That gives him 10 points on the night. Second one's up. And good. Well, that stretches that lead to 7. Now it's more than a 2-trip game. Tough for the Panthers.
Long 3, in and out. Banks battles for the rebound. Whoa. Morrow took off, coach, and his arm didn't follow him there for a second. 1 second to go.
Well, that was a foul that you almost couldn't ignore. He just kind of reached out and grabbed his wrist.
You'd like to do that. Unfortunately, what happens is, looks like Evans is going to say, Evans, that foul on Evans? Who was
I don't know. That's somebody that just fouled out. I didn't catch it. It looked like Evans to me, but we'll see here. We'll look at the scoreboard and see if we can pick up who that foul was on. Yeah, that was Evans. And that's his 5th.
Yep. Boy, nice ball game by Evans tonight, Coach.
Yeah, Josh leaves the game. 17 points for the sophomore.
Jonathan Board, number 52, is back in the ball game. D. Hunter back in the ball game, along with Alonso, Banks, and Warden.
Number 24 checks in for the Maroons. Whoever that is, he's not on the program.
Well, that doesn't seem right.
Morrow, 19 points on the night. Makes the first. 61-53. It's all academic now. 1 tick of the clock left. Morrow eyes the bucket for his second. Lane violation. That's it. Game's over. Kind of an anticlimactic ending here.
I'm sitting there trying to figure out who's coming in from Moline. They're trying to get a couple extra kids at least 1 second of playing time here, and all of a sudden, a missed free throw, horn goes off.
Well, the Panthers made a real run at the Maroons. They had it down to 50-48, headed to within 2 points, and the Maroons, being the veteran club that they are, circled the wagons and gathered themselves and came back and stretched that out to an 8-point victory, 61-53.
Well, it was quite a ball game tonight, Coach. I thought UT fought hard. They had every opportunity early there to fold. They were down 14 points, 13, 14 points. And it'd been, if they're ever going to do that, they're not. But UT kids don't quit. They keep playing hard. They battle you to the very end. And that's something to be proud of. A lot of young faces out there in that lineup tonight. And the future for the Panthers is bright. But I was, again, impressed. Morrow, to me, from Moline, impressed me tremendously. They didn't get a real good ball game out of Wilson tonight. He didn't start and didn't play well when he came in the ball game. They needed somebody to pick up the slack, and Morrow did that.
Well, the Maroons did a nice job fourth quarter coming down the stretch with shooting free throws. They were 9 for 11 from the line coming down there, and that makes a big difference. Well, that just about wraps things up here as we watch the fans out of the stands for a Hall of Fame night. A nice induction ceremony here for the 3 former United Township High School folks that were here. Ernie Kivisto, Spike Odell, Brad Birkland. Congratulations again to them. A good ball game for you here, folks, on Family Ties Productions. So for Jim Sanders and John Medina, this is Jim Smith saying so long, everybody. We'll see you next time here on TCI Channel 38. Hello again, everybody. Here we are back in the Hall of Fame room at United Township High School, speaking to another of our 1997 Panther Hall of Fame inductees, Brad Birkeland. Brad, you were inducted tonight as a All-State wrestler in 1984, if I'm not mistaken. Brad was the third-place state finisher in that tournament that year, 40-1 on the year. Only loss
to the state champ in the semifinals.
State champ in the semifinals by 1 point, if I remember. 3-2. I was there.
In our team duel that year, we qualified for the state tournament, the first series to do that, and we lost in overtime, or actually, I should say a tie.
The referee's decision.
Referee's decision down at the end. So we had it was nice as a dual experience as a team and as an individual as well. And lucky enough in the first round, as you probably heard about the fall of the tournament, a gentleman from Chicago Orr, and I was able to catch him, and the record still holds.
And what Brad alludes to is a 17-second fall, folks, in the state championship series that he holds, and that record still stands. It's 13 years later, so we'll see. We've got another state wrestling tournament coming up here in a couple of weeks, so we'll see if that holds up, and I'm sure it will. 17 seconds pretty quick, folks, down at the state tournament. Well, Brad, tell us a little bit about what you've been doing since then.
Well, after high school, went off to college and wrestled for Edinburgh University of Pennsylvania with Bruce Baumgartner. There, I wrestled at the Nationals. I won the East Coast Regionals, and from there came back and finished my degree and went from Western Illinois to Rock Island High School, where I coached and taught at Rock Island for 2 years, and I was back to my alma mater, and I've been there now for 4 years coaching wrestling and football.
And we're really glad to have him back here too, folks. He's a great addition to our staff here at UT, and fine young man you're looking at here, and a very deserving honoree tonight. We congratulate you, Brad, on your induction into the Hall of Fame, and best of wishes to you, and you're a fine representative of the high school.
Thank you, Jim.
Thanks for coming down and talking to us.
Thank you.